conference room feels smaller than it should. Emma's hand trembles slightly as she reaches for the presentation remote, her emerald eyes fixed on Marcus, the senior partner standing 3 feet away. His cologne, something expensive and cedar-scented, fills the space between them. Outside, Manhattan stretches 40 stories below, indifferent to what's about to happen. "This is where we cross the line," she whispers, her voice barely audible over the hum of the air conditioning. 3 months earlier, Emma Richardson is living what everyone else calls the dream. At 25, she's the youngest junior associate at Hartwell Pierce, one of New York's most prestigious consulting firms. Her apartment in Brooklyn is tiny but hers. Her student loans are manageable. Her future looks bright. Every morning she takes the same subway, buys the same coffee from Ahmed at the corner bodega, and walks into the glass tower on Park Avenue, feeling like she's exactly where she's supposed to be. "Morning, Emma," calls out Jessica from accounting, her usual cheerful greeting echoing through the marble lobby. "Morning, Jess," Emma waves back, adjusting her laptop bag. The elevator dings, 37th floor. She steps out into the sleek corridors of Hartwell Pierce, where success smells like fresh coffee and ambition. Marcus Hartwell, 42, son of the founding partner, is already in the war room when Emma arrives for the morning briefing. He's the kind of handsome that belongs in cologne ads, sharp jawline, perfectly styled hair, suits that cost more than Emma's monthly rent. But that's not what makes him dangerous. It's the way he listens, the way he makes everyone in the room feel like they're the only person who matters. "Emma, your analysis on the Patterson merger was exceptional," he says as she takes her seat. "Really, truly exceptional. I'd like you to take lead on the Cornerstone project." Emma's heart stops. The Cornerstone project, it's the biggest account the firm has landed in 5 years. A $50 million urban development deal that could make or break careers. Thank you, Marcus. I won't let you down. I know you won't." His smile is warm, genuine. "That's why I chose you." Around the table, the other associates shift in their seats. Emma can feel their eyes on her. Envy, resentment, wonder. The next 6 weeks are a blur of 18-hour days, midnight pizza deliveries, and presentations that need to be perfect. Marcus is there for all of it, working alongside her, offering guidance, staying late when everyone else has gone home. "You remind me of myself at your age," he tells her one evening as they're reviewing projections on the large screen in his office. The city glitters below them, a constellation of ambition and broken dreams. Hungry, brilliant, willing to do what it takes. Emma feels the compliment warm her chest. "I learned from the best," she says, meaning it. But something shifts that night. It's subtle at first, the way his hand lingers on her shoulder when he leans over to point at something on her screen. The text messages that start arriving at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., asking if she's still working, telling her she's doing great, using more emojis than a senior partner should. "You look tired," he says one Friday evening. "Let me buy you dinner. Team building, you've earned it." The restaurant is expensive, intimate, candlelit. It's not the kind of place you go for team building. "To success," Marcus raises his glass of wine, "and to the most talented associate I've ever worked with." Emma's phone buzzes. It's her best friend Rachel. "Still at the office? Drinks tonight?" She texts back, "Dinner meeting? Rain check?" 3 glasses of wine later, Marcus is telling her about his marriage, how his wife doesn't understand the pressure he's under, how lonely it is at the top, how refreshing it is to work with someone who truly gets it. Red flags are waving in Emma's mind, but they're fuzzy, indistinct. She's exhausted, flattered, and maybe, just maybe, a tiny part of her is attracted to the attention. "I should probably head home," she says, checking the time. "It's almost midnight. Let me give you a ride. I insist." In the back of his town car, Marcus sits closer than necessary. "You know, Emma, partnerships are earned, but they're also chosen. The board listens to me. I could make things happen for you that would take others a decade. His hand finds hers in the darkness. Emma's stomach twists. This is wrong. She knows it's wrong. But the word partner echoes in her mind. Everything she's worked for, everything she's sacrificed. She gently pulls her hand away. I appreciate everything you've done for me, Marcus. I really do. But I think professional boundaries are important. His smile doesn't falter, but something cold flashes in his eyes. Of course. Absolutely right. Professional boundaries. The car stops in front of her building. Emma practically runs inside. That night she lies awake until dawn, her mind racing. She's overreacting. It was nothing. He was just being friendly. She's being paranoid. But on Monday morning, everything changes. The Cornerstone project is reassigned. Marcus barely makes eye contact during the team meeting. When Emma tries to ask him what happened, his assistant says he's too busy to see her. Emma, can we talk? It's David Chen, another senior partner, his expression grave. They step into a small conference room. I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me. Did something happen between you and Marcus? What? No, nothing happened. David's jaw tightens. Because he's telling the board you made inappropriate advances toward him, that you became obsessive, that he had to remove you from the project for everyone's protection. The room spins. Emma grabs the edge of the table. That's a complete lie. He's the one who... Do you have any proof? Proof. She has deleted text messages she thought were harmless at the time. She has a dinner receipt that could be explained away as business. She has her word against the son of the founding partner. I didn't think I needed proof because nothing happened. David's silence tells her everything she needs to know. That afternoon, Emma finds her desk has been moved to a different floor, away from the power center, away from the important projects. Her emails to clients are suddenly CC'd to supervisors. Her ideas and meetings are met with polite dismissal. She's being iced out. This is how they do it, Rachel tells her over coffee that weekend, anger blazing in her eyes. They make your life so miserable you quit on your own. Then there's no lawsuit, no scandal, nothing. Emma, you need to fight this. Fight it how? He's Marcus Hartwell. His name is literally on the building. So you're just going to let him win? Emma stares into her latte. I don't know what else to do. The next month is torture. Emma shows up every day to an office where she's invisible. Her projects are menial. Her talent is wasted. Every morning she sees Marcus in the hallway, holding court with the other partners, laughing, successful, untouchable. She updates her resume, starts job hunting, tells herself she'll find something better. But the whisper network in New York's corporate world is small and vicious. Somehow, word has gotten out that Emma Richardson is difficult, unprofessional, made things awkward with management. Interviews dry up, bills pile up, depression creeps in like fog. It's Ahmed, the bodega owner, who notices first. You okay, Miss Emma? He asks one morning when she comes in, eyes red from crying. You don't seem yourself lately. The kindness in his voice breaks something open. Emma finds herself telling him everything, words tumbling out in the small bodega that smells like coffee and fresh bread. Ahmed listens, his weathered face thoughtful. My daughter went through something similar. Big law firm, powerful. Man, same story. You know what she did? What? She documented everything. Every email, every reassignment, every cold shoulder. Built a case. Then she found others. Others. You think you're the first girl he's done this to? Men like that, they have a pattern. The idea plants itself in Emma's mind. That night, she can't sleep. She creates a spreadsheet. Dates, incidents, witnesses. It's thin, circumstantial, but it's something. On Tuesday, she sees Marcus in the elevator. They're alone. He smiles that charming smile. Emma, how are you adjusting to your new role? Her hands clench. Why are you doing this? Doing what? I gave you a chance. You couldn't handle the pressure. That's not my fault. You know that's not what happened. Do I? He steps closer, his voice dropping. Here's what I know. You're a junior associate with a bright future if you're smart. This city is expensive, Emma. Jobs are hard to find, especially with a complicated reputation. But I'm a forgiving person. Play nice, and maybe I can find a way to bring you back into the fold." The elevator doors open. He steps out, leaving Emma shaking with rage and fear and something else. Determination. She starts digging, reaches out to former employees through LinkedIn. Most don't respond. Some block her. But 3 women write back. Sarah, who left 2 years ago. "He did the same thing to me. I didn't fight it. I regret that every day." Michelle, who transferred to the London office. "He's untouchable, Emma. His father protects him. The board protects him. Save yourself and move on." And then there's Catherine. "Meet me for coffee. I have documents you need to see." Catherine Reynolds is 53, composed, with eyes that have seen too much. She was a senior associate at Hartwell Pierce 15 years ago. Marcus was 30 then, she says, sliding a folder across the table at the coffee shop. "Same playbook, mentorship, late nights, inappropriate dinner. When I rejected him, I was fired within a month. But I kept everything, every email, every performance review showing my work was exemplary until the moment I said no." Emma's hands shake as she opens the folder. It's all there. A pattern spanning 15 years. At least 7 women, all pushed out, all silenced. "Why didn't you ever report this?" Catherine's laugh is bitter. "I did, to HR, to the board. His father threatened to destroy my career in consulting, and he did. It took me 5 years to rebuild, but I never stopped collecting evidence. I was waiting for someone brave enough to use it." "Why me?" "Because you're young enough to have a future worth fighting for. And because I see something in your eyes I didn't see in the others. You're not just angry, you're righteous. That's powerful." Emma looks at the documents, her mind racing. This could work. This could actually work. But it could also destroy her career permanently, make her unemployable, mark her as a troublemaker in an industry that values discretion above justice. "I need to think about this," she whispers. "Take your time, but not too much. From what you've told me, he's already working on making you disappear." That night, Emma sits in her apartment, Catherine's folder on one side, her mounting bills on the other. Her phone rings. It's her mom in Ohio. "Honey, I've been worried about you. You sound stressed." Emma breaks. She tells her mother everything. Her mom is quiet for a long moment. "Then, when I was your age, I had a boss who cornered me in the supply closet. Told me if I wanted to keep my job, I needed to be friendlier. I didn't report it. I quit and found work somewhere else, but it haunted me for years. Not just what he did, but that I didn't fight back, that maybe the next woman after me suffered because I stayed silent." "What are you saying, Mom?" "I'm saying I'll support you whatever you decide. But I'm also saying that sometimes the bravest thing we can do is make sure what happened to us doesn't happen to someone else." Emma closes her eyes. She thinks about Sarah, Michelle, Catherine. She thinks about the young woman who will join Hartwell Pierce next year, bright-eyed and ambitious, with no idea what she's walking into. She thinks about the girl she was 3 months ago, who believed hard work and talent were enough. And she makes her decision. The next morning, Emma walks into the office at exactly 8 a.m. She's wearing her best suit, the one she saved for big presentations. Her hands are steady as she carries a large envelope. She doesn't go to her desk. She goes straight to the executive floor. Marcus is in a meeting with the board. Perfect. Emma's heart pounds as she approaches his assistant. "I need to see Marcus. It's urgent regarding the Cornerstone project." "He's in a board meeting." "I know. Tell him Emma Richardson needs 5 minutes. Tell him it's about professional boundaries." Something in Emma's tone makes the assistant pick up the phone. 60 seconds later, Marcus emerges from the conference room, irritation evident on his face. "Emma, this is highly inappropriate. I'm filing a formal complaint with the EEOC." Emma's voice is clear, carrying. Several assistants look up from their desks. "For sexual harassment, retaliation, and creating a hostile work environment. I have documentation, witness testimony. A pattern of behavior spanning 15 years. Marcus's face goes white, then red. You're making a huge mistake. You have no idea who you're dealing with. Actually, I do. I'm dealing with someone who has abused his power for years, protected by money and a famous last name. But the thing about patterns, Marcus, is they're hard to hide once someone shines a light on them. This will ruin you, he hisses, stepping closer. They're in the hallway now, glass offices all around them, people watching. No one will hire you. I'll make sure of it. Emma raises her hand, not in surrender, not in defense, but in a gesture that says, "Stop. This ends here. This is where we cross the line," she says clearly, deliberately. The line between silence and speaking up, between protecting powerful men and protecting everyone else, between who I was and who I'm going to be. She hands him the envelope. Inside is her formal complaint, backed by Catherine's evidence, statements from 3 other women, and a detailed timeline. I've also sent copies to every member of the board, the head of HR, and a employment attorney. You can threaten me, you can try to destroy my career, but you can't silence all of us. Not anymore. Marcus's hands are shaking as he holds the envelope. For the first time since Emma has known him, he looks small. The board will protect me, he says, but his voice lacks conviction. Maybe, but they'll protect the firm more. And once this becomes public, I don't think you're going to be good for business. Emma turns and walks away. She doesn't look back. She packs up her desk, says goodbye to the few colleagues who still speak to her, and walks out of Hartwell Pierce for the last time. She's terrified, exhilarated, free. The next weeks are chaos. Marcus's attorney sends threatening letters. The firm's PR machine goes into overdrive. But then something unexpected happens. The story leaks. A reporter from the New York Times calls Emma. Then the Wall Street Journal. Then CNN. More women come forward. Not just from Hartwell Pierce, but from other firms where Marcus had worked early in his career. The pattern is undeniable. The board has no choice. Marcus Hartwell resigns, citing personal reasons. The firm issues a statement about their commitment to a safe workplace. It's not enough, but it's something. Emma doesn't get her job back. She doesn't want it. Instead, she gets offers from firms who admire her courage, from women's advocacy groups who want her to speak, from attorneys who want to hire her expertise in rooting out workplace abuse. 3 months after that confrontation in the hallway, Emma stands in a community center in Brooklyn, addressing a room full of young professionals. "I'm not going to tell you that speaking up is easy," she says, looking at the faces before her, hopeful, scared, determined. "I'm not going to tell you there won't be consequences. There will be. Some people will call you a troublemaker, some doors will close, some nights you'll wonder if it was worth it." She pauses, thinking of Catherine, of Sarah, of Michelle, of all the women who came before and all who will come after. But here's what I will tell you. Silence has a cost too. It costs you your peace, your dignity, your sense of who you are, and it costs the person who comes after you their chance to work in a place that's safe. A young woman in the 3rd row raises her hand. What if you don't have evidence? What if it's just your word against theirs? Then you start building evidence now. Document everything. Find allies. Talk to a lawyer. Reach out to others. You're never as alone as they want you to feel. After the presentation, people line up to talk to Emma. Some want advice. Some just want to say thank you. One older woman, maybe in her 60s, takes Emma's hand. "I wish I'd had your courage 30 years ago," she says, tears in her eyes. "Thank you for being brave enough for all of us." Emma hugs her, blinking back her own tears. That evening, Emma sits in her apartment, a bigger one now, in a better neighborhood, and opens her laptop. She's launching a consulting firm that helps companies identify and eliminate workplace harassment. She already has 5 clients. Her phone buzzes. It's Ahmed from the bodega. "Saw you on the news, very proud, Miss Emma. Coffee tomorrow morning?" She smiles. "Wouldn't miss it." As the sun sets over Brooklyn, Emma thinks about that moment in the hallway. The moment she raised her hand and chose courage over comfort. It wasn't the end of her story. It was the beginning. Because here's the truth about crossing lines. The scary part isn't the crossing itself. It's the moment right before, when you're standing on the edge, knowing that everything changes once you step over. But on the other side of that line, that's where you find out who you really are. That's where you find your voice. That's where you become unstoppable. If this story touched your heart, if Emma's courage inspired you, I need you to do something. Hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Share this story with someone who needs to hear it. Because every time you share a story like this, you're adding your voice to a chorus that says, enough. No more silence. No more looking the other way. And here's my challenge to you. Have you ever faced a moment where you had to cross a line between silence and speaking up? Have you witnessed injustice and struggled with whether to act? Share your story in the comments below. You never know who needs to hear that they're not alone. Your words could be the courage someone else needs to take that first brave step. Remember, the world changes not because of one person's grand gesture, but because of thousands of small acts of courage. Be someone's reason to believe that speaking up matters. Be someone's proof that doing the right thing is always worth it. Until next time, keep crossing those lines, keep choosing courage, keep being the change you want to see, and never, ever let anyone make you small.